Do you ever wonder what happened to those people that allegedly escaped Alcatraz back in the 60s? Well, if you do, this is the perfect combo for you, so let's talk about that. Hello everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'll be doing a review for Out of Alcatraz. This is a 5-issue limited miniseries that has finally come to an end from Oni Press, written by Christopher Canwell, with art by Tyler Crook. And this explores a fictional continuation of the real-life 1962 escape from Alcatraz, imagining what if they had made it to land. These characters, they wash ashore, they rendezvous with a mysterious female handler, and attempt a perilous trek through California towards the Canadian border, all while a relentless manhunt closes in on them. These characters grapple with the realization that life on the run may be worse than prison in Alcatraz ever was. Um, so you may know Christopher Canwell for the TV show *Halt and Catch Fire*. Also, Breyer also recently wrote a Doctor Doom series for Marvel, and then Tyler Crook, an artist, Tyler Crook, for the acclaimed series Harrow County. He's worked on BPRD, The Lonesome Hunters, like a lot of really, really cool stuff. I think this is a great, great creative team. This was the main thing that drew me to the book. I'm not a big history buff or somebody that goes and revisits fictional stories and fictional retellings of stories, but the creative team just really hooked me. So I think this really brings together the blend of cinematic tension, the realism of these characters being on the run, and then the art has a very expressive way to bring this period, this specific period in time in American history that really makes you feel like you're in the 60s in California. I think that the pacing works very well for the visual storytelling. The first issue is oversized, which is great, and that's where we kind of meet the characters. And even from those first few pages where you're just seeing the water and these characters trying to escape, trying to make it to land, and even maybe losing one of their own, like it's very dark, it's very grim. And, once they make it to shore, things just get even harder because life on the run, even in the 60s, was very, very tough. I think Tyler Crook brings these characters to life in a very it feels very real, feels very grounded, feels very much of a gritty retelling. I love the idea of these crime stories just focusing on the people that are living through them, right? This is definitely a character piece or a character's examination of what they would do, whether it's their own moral dilemmas, what the cost of freedom is, and then of course all their interpersonal connections. Also, who is this handler? Why do they want? What do they want out of these guys? What would they? What would the handlers help them escape and try to make it? And what is at the end of the road for each one of these characters, all while being hunted down by the law in the 1960s, which works very differently, right? I think you may think like, well, why didn't they just escape or get away? But I think the team makes a very it makes a very smart effort to really try to explain how even in the 60s, with whatever technology was available, being a fugitive was tough. People were sharing information, people were just talking about them, and how difficult it was for them if they had made it to land, if they had wanted their freedom. But what are they looking for? That's really the thing. One of the things I liked the most about this book was actually that idea of freedom versus the imprisonment, right? These characters have literally escaped from the world's most secure prison at the time, but they are now trapped in a different, like, even though they have their freedom, quote unquote, they now have to fight for that freedom and to try to keep it, and that kind of puts them into a different prison. Also, there's a lot of societal judgment from them. They also kind of have to abide by what this handler is saying because they don't have identities, right? They are pretty much non-existent people, and I think that really that's a really cool area to explore, like what makes an individual who they are, and what about when society has kind of put them out of their periphery, like do they even continue to exist? Are their dreams valid? Are their aspirations valid? Also, these people were in prison, so maybe they're not all good people, right? they definitely have flaws and things that they also have to deal with. And there's a lot of twists and turns because there's something set up in the first issue that I don't want to give it away. I think it's a really impactful part of the story, but it's dealt with so well. It's quite an emotional journey. I read the first issue, and we have a review for that on the channel because it's a really extensive issue. It was really cool to kind of dive into all that stuff all at once. But once the 5 issues were out, I went back and reread the whole thing all at once, and man, oh man, this is gonna be a great collection. I can't wait to reread it. Maybe when the collection's out, I'll go ahead and maybe take another crack at this book and just kind of revisit this to, even if it's just to look at the beautiful art by Tyler Boss, like this painterly style. This it's very, it almost feels very light in some moments, and then the tone just shifts and you can really tell the contrast in the storytelling. Like it really works very well. I love it. And Christopher Campbell, I've said this before in a lot of my videos, he's one of my favorite writers. Like I'll check out pretty much anything that he's working on. Right now in my to read pile, we have Briar, which is a story that I need to catch up on and finish out. So yeah, whether you want a story that explores the failure of the prison system, the moral gray areas of these characters and the empathy with them, like the depictions of these fugitives on the run in this time period, or even just a good old crime story. Like I'm a big fan of crime storytelling. At least for now, it's something that I really like. Like I like reading things like A Criminal by Ed Brubaker and Phillips, also Fatale by the same team. So like they have, those two guys had been my crime comic book creators, but now I'm very glad to have found this as well. And even if you're just a fan of historical what ifs, like this really works for that as well. So I can't wait to check this out. I'm sure Oni's going to put out a really cool collection in the future because they are known to put out very great collections of their big books like this. Um, I think while I was doing some research for this, this was kind of pitched as a pilot for a limited series back in 2018 or something like that. So I'm very cool that it's very cool that a it found a way to come out to the people in comic book form. So I really like that. So if you have checked out of Alcatraz, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments. As always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.